Welcome to a commissioner meeting, May 1st, 2025. Start with the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we've approved the minutes from April 17th meeting. Entertain a motion to approve.
Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the 17 April meeting.
I second that.
No other discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And approved accounts payable vouchers.
Motion to approve accounts payable vouchers is submitted.
I second that.
No other discussion. All those in favor, say aye. And approve the payroll dockets.
I move we approve the payroll docket as submitted.
I second that motion.
No other discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And next up is Recorder Amy. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay, so this is just an update. I'd like to thank everybody that helped us this past week get into the jail to get our records. On the 28th, we were able to access the records, and on the 29th and 30th, U.S. Imaging packed and transported our film consisting of deeds, mortgages, releases, miscellaneous, and military discharges. The process will get us caught up from 1993 till 1889. During the initial viewing of the backups that were in the jail, the microfilm and the grantor, the grantee books and deeds were found, requiring a second round of scans for later. The second round will take place in the future with not a date determined yet. The second round will get us caught up to 1812. We will be digitizing in order to provide an additional layer of backup against natural disaster and to make title searching a little bit easier for the public. This will also help us access other records for other offices, so it'll help with the auditor's office and the treasurer's. The project would be funded entirely by the preservation fund, which is being partially financed by the income coming from DocsPop system, which we got in February. Expanding our online presence will help us increase the revenue. The revenue from DocsPop system has been around $1,200 to $2,400 a month, which goes directly back to the preservation fund, and this will enable our future projects. And that's all I've got. So they came and picked up 41 boxes. Yeah, but we found out that a lot of microfilm was over there we didn't know we had. So all the books that are in the back that you guys see are all already on microfilm. I just need to get them digitized. So they're gonna do these first because our machine keeps breaking, our scanner does, and then we'll be caught up with that part, and then they're gonna come back and get the rest for the books. And on the very last page of that is the price, and that's for indexing and that's for them scanning them in both. And it's all coming out of our fund, and that's not even half of our fund. So I still have enough to cover the next, and then each week I get a check from DocsPop, and it's averaging $1,200 to $2,400. So it's pulling in anywhere from $300 to $600 a week. So
Take care of
Yeah.
itself. Yeah.
So it's helped a lot. So that's pretty much what we've got going on right now. So when we're done with this first one, we'll be back to 1889. So that means anybody that comes in the office, I can pull up anything from 1889 and current. Yeah. So, and then the second round will be 1812, and that's as far back as we can go. So we'll be completely caught up with everything being digitized, hopefully within just a few months.
So they don't have to go back and wallow the books around all the
books.
time either
No
and
books.
damage to them.
And our microfilm over there, they were worried about mold damage, but they look pretty good because the storing. And then when we get them back, they'll be organized a little different. So if you guys do need that room, we can move it. Just because we'll be in smaller boxes.
Yeah, they won't weigh 800 pounds
Yes,
for
and
each safe.
thank you to
will
everybody
they?
that helped.
Yeah.
It was greatly appreciated.
So do we need to put that in a motion?
Do you need approval for this? or-
We're already doing it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's one of those where we started it. It's coming out of the preparation fund, and I did submit it to Pat to overview.
Well, it's even better if it's self-funded.
Yeah, it's not costing anybody anything, it's just coming out of our fund that we've been contributing to with DocsPop. So, that good?
Good deal.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we have what we're calling the Life Springs Agreement Memorandum of Understanding between the county, us, and Life Spring, and a mutual confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements. Something we've been working on, Bob and I were just talking about there for almost
At least 3 years.
3 years. Been a long time.
Yeah.
So what this agreement is to let Life Springs collect some more data in the county and try to decide, what's the next step? Do we need a full-blown treatment center, or, some more help at the jail? There's some other things.
Expand on what we got.
Right, yeah, so we're kinda anxious to turn them loose and get some more information. More mental health benefits, I believe, is what we were originally after. Kind of mental health has been suffering in this country, they say, since the 1950s. I was born in the 50s, so I know it's still struggling a little. I always need a little
You're
help.
that old?
Yeah, I know. So do we need to have a motion to accept the agreement? Pat's already, this is all from Pat, and I see where Life Springs has already signed both the president and CEO, Beth Kinney.
Do we need to read memorandum of understanding? Non-disclosure agreement.
I'll move the step.
I make a motion, we approve and move forward with the memorandum of understanding between Jefferson County and Life Spring Health Systems to establish a collaborative relationship to establish a residential services program in Jefferson County.
I second your motion.
Any other discussion? Not after 3.5 some years, no.
No.
No more discussion, all right, all those in favor say aye. And let's see, department updates. We'll start over in that corner and go this way.
These glass.
Said this way, Lex.
Hi, Brandon.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good.
So last week was the Director Summit. They noted that it's the highest turnover of 911 directors in the last 30 years. So there's a lot of new 911 directors. I still consider myself new, so it's really weird having a lot of people newer than myself. We attended the OTM Cyber War Games, myself, Matt, and Kim. Also one of the supervisors, Emily Kirchhoff, did. It's a hands-on simulation of an active cyber attack. Really beneficial training. I enjoyed it. So the decisions you made affected how the red team or the cyber attackers reacted. Really good training. Took away some ideas. We plan on implementing a cyber policy for dispatch and then looking maybe further beyond that. Next week, May 6th and 7th at 6 p.m., we are hosting safety training with IPSC. It's a class designed to teach about the state's 800 radio system, its limits, capabilities, some of the noises you hear, just to make sure that everybody using it is well informed on what's happening. If they hear a certain noise, what does that noise mean? So each noise has a different meaning, but we're hosting that training here. We're hoping to get as many people, especially first responders. That way they can recognize what's going on. We've got several dispatchers already attending, have some more. And the week after that, most of the dispatchers are going to be attending a class called Expect the Unexpected. I think that can't come soon enough. There's a lot of strange things going on, so we're ready for for that cost.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Your story a while ago was pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things, but never a man dressed in a dog
I saw him tonight
outfit.
when I went home
I think Paul might be looking for
with
it.
a tail.
Make sure he has his rabies vaccine, so.
It's kind of funny, he told me that too. We've had a prank call since Monday of a guy calling and just barks on the answering
He was
machine.
barking at cars.
Yeah, well, he was just barking on our answering machine all week.
I think it goes back to our previous point on the agenda.
Yeah.
Well, you know, trying to give them some help, I mean, we laugh at that, but something
Yeah,
obviously is
exactly.
going
If it
on
was
there.
truck tires, I'd really been
Yeah,
concerned.
I know, yeah.
Any questions?
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Is that Matt guy sitting back there?
Yes.
Matt, we'll pick on you next, being you guys are in the same building, how's
Speaking
that?
out of turn, that's okay.
Matt was getting his steps this morning, I saw.
It was, absolutely. Get up and get with it, so. Cause I left, firehouse this morning, I'm ready to get started, so. Just so you know what's going on, like our current status, on the 21st of April, we did some preliminary calculations, talked to Jason about his road damage and talked to Chris about what the city had, all that bit. Crunched a bunch of probably a little higher estimates maybe than, at least I was thinking that in my head, than maybe what the damage is gonna show. But turn that number in, they're in the process now of putting those together from counties all across the state, to potentially get a presidential declaration. Where that stands, I don't know, we've not gotten an update on that, so I don't know where that lands. I thought that our estimate at $840,000 was a bit. Franklin County, which is about half the population of us, they turned in $2.4 million for road damage, so,
You need a new estimating tool.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt,
It's that factor at the end that
yeah.
times 4.
Plus or minus
Well,
4
we have to get to 154,000 to hit the public assistance,
threshold.
threshold, so, at that point, then we're eligible and all of it, so. And these are just preliminary numbers again, so when numbers start rolling in, I know Jason's had some engineers come take a look at his stuff, and I don't wanna talk about his things, cause he knows more about them than I do, but I know we'll get some better, more accurate pricing and stuff like that when stuff comes in. We assessed a total of 42, primary resident homes, and that's something a lot of people don't understand, is what counts for the numbers to the state and to FEMA, it has to be primary residence. So there was X number of them at Hanover College, or I don't know why I say college, but Hanover Beach, X number at Sandy Beach, also in Brooksburg, some along 56. And a lot of those, at Sandy Beach especially, were not primary residents. I think there might be 2 or 3 of those out, 4 or 5 of those out there, maybe there are, but I don't think many of those had sustained too much damage at all. So there was a lot that were underwater. I mean, Hanover Beach itself was underwater like 4 or 5 foot worth. And, but a lot of those, they don't live in them year round a lot of it, so it doesn't count for the numbers. So that's why the number seems pretty low, and should be really a whole lot higher in my mind. 2 of those were completely destroyed. There's a house on 56 that's 2 of them is on the riverside. One house I've not been able to get hold of anybody. I left some cards a couple different times and hadn't talked to anybody at all. One of them, she used to be a state police dispatcher, retired, came down here, worked for the city for a little while, and they're still dispatching. And then she's finally retired, and she's at 4775 Highway 56, and the water was up over the guardrail, and her house is on the riverside of the road, so it was well into probably 3, almost 4 foot into the second floor of the house, and so it just destroyed, and I'm guessing the same thing at the other one. That's why we listed that. 25 of them had major damage, and that's at least into the living space. If it has a basement, it's a living space, or some kind of kitchen, something like that, if they're living there, then that counts. But if it's just a basement that's empty that they use for storage, then it doesn't count. But that's 18 inches into the living space floor of whatever house it happens to be. So 25 of those were major damage. 10 were minor, 8 were affected. 42 of them happened to be owned by individuals. 3 of them were renters. And let's see, and I'll let Jason talk about the roads, because I'm sure I'm not gonna be too awful accurate at that. I've tried to do some math on what we've passed out to help everybody. got a lot of positive comments about, you know, being able to get stuff to them, and a great idea about getting some of this COVID supplies out to them that they needed, and some of the stuff I didn't think about. You know, those aren't gowns in those boxes now, those are custom makeable rags. So you grab your some scissors and whatever size you need, you cut her off and
Right.
get with it. So the best I can remember off the top of my head, we passed out about 18,000 masks, 1,024 gallons of hand sanitizer, 1,000 bottles of
How much do we have left?
yeah, still plenty. We have loads of custom made rags out there, man, I'll tell you. I think we got 4 or 5 more skids of those things. Let's see, 1,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, 2,048 boxes of gloves, and we still got some stuff to pass out if people need them. So, I mean, they're very appreciative. I think there's a lot of people who just have been in those areas before. They know it is river life. This is the way things go, and they understand, and they don't expect anything. They realize they're on their own. There's some new people that you know, thought the city truck was gonna come, or some truck was gonna come pick up all the stuff in front of their house and at Hammer Beach, and so we talked it out pretty good, and finally just understood how things go all in a bit. So great feedback from the residents that were affected down there about the dumpsters. Everybody said they appreciated that and want to pass it along. And a few of them probably had called in and said as much. I know Sarah's posted some pictures about some people that are overflowing those things and all that bit. And we know how many houses were down there that were affected and all that bit in the different places. And there's a whole lot more.
Different part of the
A
county.
whole lot more all over Brooksburg's dumpster than what, the one place that we know really needed some trash space. See the cyber games war games class we went to was fantastic. You know, it's just a new thing that I didn't know that I needed to lose sleep over. And, jeez, it's scary. I mean, it's just scary how easy things happen to be. And how much the potential is there. I think our next moves are, we're just kind of planning on trying to get a server moved. I don't speak for Brandon, but I've met with CISA, Brandon sit in, we talked to Shatrice for a little bit. She's been in the process of looking through all of our stuff. The CyberTrack assessment has been done from IU and Purdue, that collaboration. We have a report, I'll email that to you so you can look through it. And see what the recommendations happen to be and all of that. I'm not too deep into it myself just because we've been a little bit busy. Shatrice has been fantastic. We've got a good template started on how we're gonna combat that through emergency management. And then getting some word to some people, all that bit. I still haven't made contact with anybody at Southwestern since they gotten attacked. And there's some reporting requirements that need to go to the FBI and assist that need to happen pretty quick. Our insurance is the same thing. We've been putting them pretty high on the list. So Brandon and I discussed this again a little more. I think we'd like to bring the insurance company in, and not necessarily Sally's, but whoever the policy is actually through, bring someone in from them and someone in from Ovation, and we can sit down and talk about, you know, how we really want to attack this from an insurance perspective and from an IT perspective, and see what both of them recommend so that we can meet the consensus between the two and not get wrapped up in some technicality in that insurance policy where if something does happen to us, then we've avoided that because we put one before the other. So that's where that stands. I think we feel pretty good about it, as scared as we are about it all. I can't think of a whole lot off the top of my head. It's just been pretty much all things flood and a little bit of training. Hopefully we'll get a declaration soon. And the state's been down doing the Foundations of Emergency Management class. They like the facility. They're happy that they allow us to use it. And so we'll be teaching quite a few more classes down here, which is nice for us because we don't have to travel from one end of the state to the other to get these things. So any questions?
Thanks for what you do.
Yeah.
You know, I think great team effort on everybody's part. I think city and county worked really well together on this. Shared some resources at times when we needed to, and I don't know, as far as disasters goes, I think it went pretty smooth, and I don't think there's a whole lot that I think we do different. There's a few little things we can tighten up. You know, as always, I think we're always going to have a few things, but I don't think we're going to have a whole lot to talk about on an after action report, because I think everybody just really dealt with the things as they came to us, and we were ready for the next step before it got here. So I think things went really well. So. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bob, no. Hey,
Come on,
you got
Bob.
something?
I think Jason's got our report.
That the, well, come on across the line there, how Brian?
Yeah,
How's Brian?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Good.
Just a couple things real quick. We did get a new, set of renderings from the architect on animal shelter. I don't know, were you guys? Okay, I'll send them to you tomorrow. I've got them in my inbox. I hadn't even looked at them yet. Yeah,
I have.
Tricia seemed very happy, so.
Yeah.
But, so we got an update there, but, I'll forward those to you tomorrow. The campground land appraisal, I don't have any update. I haven't heard anything from them yet. I've been out for pretty much last week, so I'll try to get a hold of them tomorrow and just see if they can give us some idea of what if they need anything or waiting for anything, whatever. And, we closed the window for the small business grant. Earlier this week, we ended up with 30 applications in all, so yeah, really good response. So that was the easy part. Now I got 30 applications to evaluate, so I'm working to get those aggregated in some way to kind of make it a little bit easier to, versus just having, read PDFs or whatever, so I should have something for you pretty soon on that we can start at least looking and starting to score those. Right now, we've got roughly $64,000 to award, a little bit more. So we can make some, well, we gotta just decide that, right? How many and how much, so, but we got it's a nice little chunk of money that should help some people out,
Yeah.
so. And that's pretty much it for me. Any questions, anything you need from me?
Take,
All right.
take care of your family stuff.
Oh, we're good.
Yep,
We're all good now.
good deal.
Thank you, though.
Yep. Trish?
We're doing pretty decent. It just seemed like a couple weeks ago, I blinked and looked at the shelter and it was full of pit bulls. I mean, I had pit bulls everywhere. So we did kind of a special this past week. We gave away the pit bulls. They were free to adopt. I mean, we still got them spayed and neutered and got their rabies. We had some sponsoring that came in to help us do that. And we, out of the 12 pit bulls and they were all black and white. Every one of them was black and white kittens. Out of the 12, we adopted 7, so we got 7 out the door, so that was a pretty successful little thing and opened up some space. But he could tell you, as soon as it opened up the space though, he was calling them out, we were filling them right back up. So, I mean, I think we got like 4 cages total right now that's open. Doing pretty good. The washing machine in the back went kaput, that Samsung. So I went down and actually had some funding and purchased another one from Greaves.
Was that the one we got several years ago or older than that?
Well, it was after I left in 2018 and when I come back, it was there, so, but it's 3 years it's been there since I've been back, so. I mean, that's pretty good for the way we use washing machines.
Use them.
Yeah.
Usually it's every 2 years we're replacing something. I mean, we got the renderings like he was saying, and I had him change just the cat patio. The way he had it in the rendering, I didn't realize it, I guess, when it was on the drawing, that he had it as an indoor space. And I more wanted it like a patio to where the cats could go outside. And so he changed that up to reflect that it's an outdoor space, like. Hopefully he sent you that last rendering of that.
He sent some earlier this week.
Okay, yeah.
I just don't get caught up. I haven't seen him yet.
And then if not, I can send you what he sent me.
I should have. I'll let you know.
Didn't get any calls, I believe it was Spencer County, did you? They got evicted,
What?
yeah, from the shelter. An individual owned it, but anyway. They were scrambling, trying to find places to put them, so.
No one reached out. I mean, we would have tried to, what we
Well,
could
if you
do.
were full, you were hampered anyways.
Yeah, well, I mean, we would have figured something out to help
Yep.
with you. Oh my gosh.
So it could be worse.
Yes, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Yep.
I think we're just Waiting for this, the final blueprints so that I can, like, start,
Begging for money.
yeah, start begging. There we go, start begging.
We'll start on that, yeah.
And then just a question for y'all though, have y'all heard any more about the interlocal agreement with the city and when the city's gonna pay me their money?
I've sent them an invoice.
Okay. Should I do
Twice.
anything? Should I?
I mean, on the money, I think we've got the interlocal about, we've gotten some comments back, we just need to put them in there and send it back. Send it to everyone, so.
When do I get a peek at them?
At the what?
When they're done? Do I get to see them when they're done or
I can
just,
send you the draft of it now, so.
just to kind of get an idea of what you all are agreeing with them that I have to follow, so get prepared for it.
Okay, yeah.
But other than that, I think that's all I have.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Now to you.
There ain't nobody else.
Yeah.
Bob's next.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
come on down the.
Bob come up and give a report.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, that's kinda what it's been like all the time. Back to the same old, you guys know. This week we storm cleaned up again. We had some trees go down in Key Avenue over there. We got them cleaned up today. They're working on cleaning up some more trees out throughout the county, just trying to get there, you know. But we've been extremely busy. My hat's off to the guys right now, cause my lands have they been at it. We've been working on the CCMG roads, of course. We got all of them ready to go, except for, let me read here, 2 of them. Copeland Road, we just got a couple of culverts to install on that. We discovered one that we didn't know was there, it's been covered up. We don't know, maybe the farmer, disking or something like that covered the ends of it up, and the other ends, we didn't even know where it ended. So we found that, so we're gonna get that replaced. And then 925, we still gotta do a little tree trimming out there to clean that up, to make sure, when they are paving, they're not catching mirrors on the dump trucks and stuff. Just, we're gonna try our best to do that as neatly as possible. But in the end, it is what it is, so, but, then Green Bar.
Oh, one out east, okay.
Yeah, so out there, I gotta brag on the crew out there. If you haven't seen it, it is spectacular. The hairpin turn down there, that is notorious for just being horrible, is outstanding. They come in, they leveled the curb up, they extended the curb out, probably, I haven't measured it, but I wanna say we're about 60 to 65 feet wider now than what it previously was. We laid in a culvert, so once we go to pave, we'll be able to pave over top of that culvert to incorporate that curve to make it a smoother transition around there. A truck and trailer should be able to get through there now. We didn't wanna make it too big, we're trying to keep semis off of it, of course, but, I mean, potentially you could take one through there now. Both curves are cleaned up and looking really nice, so we're pretty excited about that. Just like I said, I can't thank them guys enough. 175 out there, I believe they completed it today on our initial, they got all the ditching done, all the culverts in, and then they was doing some milling, regrinding it and incorporating everything, so it's done. They just gotta do a final grade and roll, and they'll be ready to go on that. We're expecting Dave O'Meara to potentially wanna start paving next week. So, I mean, we're not in scramble mode by no means, but we are, plugging away
Have a
quickly.
deadline.
Yeah, so we're trying to stay well ahead of them, but with all the storms and everything that we've combated this year and just everything in general, it's kind of put us behind a little bit. Normally we'd be ready, but we're really close, so my hat's off to the guys, for sure. And then, next week, we're gonna start mowing, so I'm sure you guys have probably heard a call on that. Grass is getting tall on the roadside, so I just wanna remind everybody while we're out mowing, watch for our tractors. They're not high-speed mowing, so 5 mile an hour is what they're doing. Give them a minute to to see that you're there and they'll move out of your way, you know. That will be starting on the very south end of Chelsea down there and moving as a sweep around the county. And then we also got one of our long arm tractors. We took the bush hog off of it and we had a rotary ditcher that went on the Savage. It mounted to the front. We incorporated that head onto the long arm boom, so that should give us some quicker response time on ditching. We'll be able to get in there and, you know, clean a ditch up versus taking a great awl or excavator out there to do some ditching and stuff. So we're pretty excited about that. We're really excited about that. At least I am.
You got all the cool tools.
Yeah, really,
Hey,
big
we're
tools.
trying.
Flinging dirt everywhere.
Yeah, I got a
Man.
cool video if you wanna see it too.
I've
So we
seen
tried it
videos.
out the other day.
Alright.
So I'm super excited about that, cause that's been a long
Gotta
time
be careful
coming.
of throwing something with yard, but hey,
Yeah,
other than that.
just don't stand within, 30 feet, you know. You get that mud bath you've always wanted, so.
Be like weed eating the shelter's backyard.
Oh, we can tear it up now, I'm telling you. And then to get with Matt's point on the road slides that we have, I went through the road slides. We have 6 slide areas. 5 of them is, well, let me do it. 3 of them's in the Brooksburg area, 2 of them's up on the Brushy Fork end of the county off of Scotts Ridge, and then we have one on Dugan Hollow, that's a slip. It's not included in estimates that I'll be getting, but, it'll be on a separate estimate on that. And then we have the one on Wolf Run down at, Bob Owens's. So the force of the water that went through there, the big concrete retaining blocks that I'm sure everybody's well aware of, it took 4 of those down the creek bottom. One of them's about 100 yards away from where it was originally placed. And then it's collapsed the wall and everything. So we do have to definitely get into that and try to get that back in place because he sent me a video, it's not far from being in his driveway and it's just eroding it around the backside of the wing walls of the bridge. So before we have a major catastrophe, we wanna try to get that going. Trying to think if there's anything else here real quick. I wanna thank Sarah for keeping me updated also there with the trash dumpsters and trash truck, and we're trying our best to help her out, move that along a little bit. Yeah, if people would please put their trash in the dumpsters, that would be great. Not on the roadsides, so we have cleaned up some trash off the roadsides here lately. If anybody needs a good freezer, well, maybe a good freezer. I know where one's located. Don't worry, it's got steaks in it, so. Oh. We did take care of that, so, you know, that's just something else that we kinda do, and it's not very fun. And then one more, because I know Bobby likes to talk about it, the traffic light up here on Hutchinson and Michigan Road. That was the most awkward experience of my life, trying to figure out why a traffic light won't work. So Mother Nature gets the best of us again. We spent, probably close to 3 hours up there, Bobby. We was up there a long, long time. Couldn't understand why this thing wasn't working. We're finally get somebody from the city to help us with it that's experienced with them a little more. He starts pulling things, can't figure it out. We pull this board out and I don't know how many thousands of ants come out of this board, right? So here's all these ants down in the bottom of this container and they pushed it back in because they didn't want ants all over them. I mean, they're covering him. And it started working again. It worked for just a few minutes and then it quit again. So we pulled that board back out, cleaned the ants off of it, put it back in. Still going. So we're pretty excited about that. So yes, Mother Nature is.
Need some caulk around the
awesome.
seal.
Oh, don't worry, we went over there and got some ant
We
killer.
sprayed, put
It's
traps out.
loaded now.
Yeah.
So if anybody had some complaints about the traffic light, that's what it was. It was nothing that we did wrong. It was 100% the ants, so blame them. But yeah,
They're diligent little creatures, aren't they?
they are geniuses, I'm telling
Oh,
you.
they were thousands of them carrying eggs, but yeah.
It was unreal. I've never seen that many ants in one place. So But yes, ants will mess the traffic light up, so there we go. But after,
There's a
so
first
there's a
time,
good
there's a
one
first time for everything.
for everything, so. But with that said, you know, that's all I've got for right now, and I don't know if you guys got any questions for me, or,
You've become very comfortable up there, you know that, don't you?
well, it's either be comfortable or not, you know.
From a guy who would hide outside at times when he didn't want to, not here, at a county council meeting, but.
No, yeah,
Give you a little
Well,
monologue, you wanna, like, we'll give you somebody.
oh, yeah, I mean, go ahead, Bob, your turn, go ahead and finish this for me here, so. But, you know, what do? You gotta do it,
Sure
so,
do, and that's fine.
yeah,
We thought you'd do well.
yeah, well,
And
we're
you-
hoping.
No, I just,
But, yeah, like I said, if you guys got any questions or any concerns, just give us a shout there, and we'll try to get them as quickly as possible. But other than that, that's all I got, because I know Sarah's probably ready to get out of here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob, you got anything? Hey,
It's good to see you.
good to see you.
I'm glad Mr. Lowell didn't have to worry about car show this year.
Yeah, it's kinda nice. I'm kinda enjoying it. It's gonna be fun, just take a chair and sit.
You'll enjoy
Yeah.
it this year.
Yeah.
Yep, kinda bittersweet, but it is what it is.
Well, we appreciate you, Bob.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. Dave, you got anything?
mm-mm.
See, the Bobs are right in a row.
Three Bobs.
3 Bobs in a
Yeah,
row.
3 Bobs
Baba
in a
Link,
row.
Baba Louie.
You got anything?
No, I'm good.
Nothing. Well, I don't either now that we got this memorandum. Kinda quit bringing things up for a little bit.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
He was looking over at these two.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
making sure.
My only announcement would be property taxes are due May 12th
Oh,
before the next meeting, so, the treasurer's office is picking up, being very busy, and we've been doing a lot of corrections. But, timely payments obviously are always in favor of all taxpayers, so, we do encourage that.
Highly appreciated.
Yeah.
you good, Sarah? Okay. All right,
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn, Jimmy.
I second that.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.